Hello everyone, welcome back to Weaving Web 3. We are live at EthCC and I'm here with Emma, lead engineer at Etherlink, and we're going to be talking about what is this amazing new layer 2.
So Etherlink is a EVM-compatible layer 2 that's been rolling out mainnet on Tezos. So it's currently in the beta phase, and the big aim is to bring the ability for Ethereum Solidity developers to actually integrate and take part in the Tezos ecosystem, and doing so whilst preserving the things that we really care about in Tezos, namely decentralization, security, and obviously having a great developer and user experience.
Of course. So what is going to be the main vision of this chain? Are you targeting finance? Are you targeting gamers, or everything?
So up to a point, everything. Obviously, there are a few different focus areas. So there is some gaming going on. There's an example game that you can try out at the booth as well. There are teams who are building new money markets and dApps on top as well. Inevitably, we have also meme coins. That was one of the first things to launch. But yeah, ultimately, as much as possible, this is kind of like a two-way thing. This is not only about trying to bring apps and people who have maybe are much more used to Ethereum and EVM chains, but also sort of expanding what Tezos is capable of and redefining the project.
Interesting. Why would you want to launch another layer 2? Because Tezos is already a scalable, faster, and cheaper alternative to Ethereum and many other blockchains. So is it the speciality of that what you're heading?
So Etherlink is the first step on a new roadmap for Tezos called Tezos X, that is going to get talked about a lot more at TezDev tomorrow. But yes, Tezos is scalable. It has really low fees, but there are a couple of difficulties with it. The language, the VM, uses a language called Michelson, which personally I really like, but it's obviously EVM is the de facto standard of crypto right now, and therefore we really want to sort of not limit Tezos and sort of expand what it's capable of.
So what's been the biggest challenge right now for you to developing this chain?
So it's been a long road. It's not been easy by any means. One thing that we really wanted to do from day one is not have any training wheels. Yeah. So we had to build everything properly to begin with, from the fraud-proof system down to actually how the developer experience works. So ultimately, Etherlink builds on top of the smart rollup technology that went live in the Mumbai upgrade for Tezos last year, and those are enshrined WebAssembly-based rollups. So rather than the bridge needing to be implemented in a smart contract with all the sort of complex logic in there, and then needing to be re-implemented for any other potential rollup that also gets launched from Tezos, the entire protocol for L1, L2 communication is fully enshrined in Tezos and is decentralized and open by default. So anybody can join the game and follow along with a rollup. And should somebody start to behave incorrectly, anybody is able to go along and prove that that's taken place.
So if I want to interact with the new chain, would I have to go from my EVM, let's say Ethereum, or another L2, or does it directly can bridge from Tezos onto the chain?
So you can directly bridge from Tezos straight to Etherlink. It takes up to sort of 10-15 seconds max. It's super quick. I was honestly kind of blown away when I tried it for the first time as well. But Etherlink comes out of the box with a super fast sequencer as well. So whilst you're on Etherlink itself, you're getting sub-second confirmations constantly, and it's the first time I actually got to use it, and it wasn't a test net. I was so happy to see that.
That's amazing. I bet it's amazing to see all your hard work paying off after working from testnet, right?
Absolutely, and I have to stress that there's a big team of engineers who have been working throughout on this. I've been a little bit involved at various points. So I was at the start sort of involved in sort of prototyping the first sort of kernels, which are the rollup programs. A little bit involved in building out the infrastructure, and then I came back at the start of the year to sort of work on the fee model for Etherlink as well. But I have to stress, like, so much credit goes to the team at Nomadic Labs and also at Trilitech, who have just put in so much work and so many hours to make this thing work. And indeed, like, Thomas Latan has a talk in about 40 minutes exactly about this and how exactly Etherlink was able to be trading wheel free from day one.
Wow. So if there's people watching that are users, developers, what would you urge them to do? Like, what's the best way they can experience, like, the full experience of the chain? Like, what is the favorite thing of yours to do?
So it's a different answer depending on whether or not it's a user or a developer. So if you're a user, right now Etherlink is in beta. So there are a few dApps out there, such as Organic Growth and the game that's at the booth, that you can go try out already. There is a little bit more on the testnet as well that you can already try out. But right now, if you're a developer, you've got sort of two options. If you have come from the EVM world, just do what you've already done. Just point it at Etherlink and watch it fly. And if you're new coming to EVM, then welcome. It's a good place to be. And there are so many, like, tutorials and things to try out straight away. And yeah, just point it at Etherlink and it will just work out the box.
Okay, amazing. So just one more thing I wanted to ask is, like, what's the native gas token of the project? Can you decide which token would you like to use? Is there, like, abstraction on there?
Well, so actually this is one of the really, really unique things about Etherlink on Tezos is that the gas fee token on Etherlink is exactly the same as it is on Tezos L1.
Okay.
You pay for gas with the Tez that you bridge from the layer 1 directly. There's no, like, other token or no other, like, governance token. Upgrades are done on Etherlink through a vote from Tez holders ultimately as well, on a layer 1 smart contract. So it is really fully open. It's ultimately we're going for composability.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to think or worry about, like, oh, I need this token, and when another rollup comes out on Tezos, oh, I don't need yet another token to think about that. It's all Tez. It's all the same thing, and it's all being built into the same vision.
Wow, that's interesting. So where you see yourself and the Etherlink in the next 6 months? Where would you like to see being done?
So Etherlink itself is, so over the next 6 months, we will have the actual launch of Etherlink. So that is coming up, and that will be the point where the sort of most users will actually see, oh, there's lots of stuff for me to do here, and they'll be able to experience the joys of Etherlink. For myself, I'm not working on Etherlink anymore. I'm actually working on the next generation technology of the smart rollups on Tezos, which is all working towards Tezos X, the future vision of Tezos, where we are actually working towards having a single rollup where you can use EVM code, you can use Michelson code from Tezos L1.
Yeah.
It will integrate really well with the DAO. Other things are coming down the line, such as JavaScript support. And you'll be able to write a smart contract in, say, JavaScript that calls out to an EVM contract, that calls out to a Michelson contract, and calls back to JavaScript contract all atomically.
Amazing. I just want to also talk about the hot topic of AI. Is there a way that you can integrate the AI into Tezos or make it easier for you to write smart contract, or is there anything available or being built?
I think AI and blockchain, for me personally, I don't quite yet see exactly where it's going to end up. So currently, there's nothing like very, very inbuilt or ingrained into Tezos, but the beauty of it is that because we do forkless upgrades through the governance process on Tezos, like we've had 16 forkless upgrades already over the course of Tezos's lifetime. We could just do it again. And if there is a really, really strong, compelling use case for, we need this thing from AI to like integrate with the blockchain, we can do it.
Wow, that's amazing. So just to finish off, is there anything that you want to tell the people watching that they need to do?
Well, if you're watching this today, or if you're here, come to TezDev tomorrow. You'll hear all about this in a lot more detail. It's just around the corner. absolutely worth coming to. Otherwise, go to the Tezos website, go to the Etherlink website. Super easy to find. There's a lot of documentation to get started, and really just play with it and see what it does for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for this really tantalizing interview, and I'm actually going to go myself to have a little fun and play the games as well. So thank you very much. This has been Weaving Web3 at ECC. Bam.